My body tenses involuntarily. I can feel my muscles clench and my eyelashes flutter. There is an ache in my nipples as they rise slowly, getting harder. His mere presence and what he can bestow on me is enough for my cunt to salivate. Even my thoughts have become base at imagining what is about to happen. Now my whole body is covered in goosebumps, each one denoting another pulse of anticipation and absolute desire I am having in this moment. I can almost sense his internal thoughts. Now then, how am I to punish this little slut who kneels before me? Will it be the whip or the cane? He waits to see what effect his words have on me. I keep silent, staring to my front. I am convinced from previous sessions that he has an obsession with the sound the whip and the cane make as they travel through the air. The exquisite patterns they deliver and create on my body, when the red welts would rise on my arse after a vigorous application, he would run his fingers over them. It was as if he was marvelling at the effect, especially the cane would have on my flesh. I would not dare admit it, but I loved it also. I can hear him muttering to himself and the clinking of metal. I know from the sound that tonight he means business. Tonight is going to be intense. I think to myself, I put up a pretense that I don't like being subject to this form of treatment. Yet, secretly, I adore kneeling on this floor, completely exposed with my perky breast hanging in the open air and my arse pressing against the heels of my feet. I love every single second of it. I love the feeling of this humility and of the pain that would soon begin. The click of his heels against the hardwood floor grows louder as he draws closer. Then he is stood directly in front of me. My eyes are levelled directly at his crotch, and I can see the lump of his member as it presses against the tight-fitting trousers he is wearing. He is dressed in a tailored suit, and the scent of his cologne is of the most decadent I have come across. He always smells nice, but this one has a particular allure to it. Look at me. He takes hold of the side of my jaw in his massive hands and tits and heaves upwards. This is the sign that we have begun. I look up into that deceptively kind face with the dark hazel eyes. I cannot speak unless permitted, so I wait. Normally he would not allow me to look at him, unless he implicitly said so. He releases my jaw, so my head drops, so I'm staring at his highly polished shoes. From his reflection in the leather, I can see what he is grasping in his strong hands. It is a spider gag, and I could not have been even more thrilled or aroused. Open your mouth. His tone has immediately changed, and things begin to feel more intense. He then grabs my hair, pulls it back and pushes the hinges of the gag into my mouth and ties it behind my head, expertly avoiding catching my hair in it. He gives me a slap on the cheek, then another. Look at me! Once more I lift my head upwards. Again I am looking into those chocolate brown eyes and his wavy brown hair, which frames a decadently evil smile. He likes me this way, restricted and below him. To be honest, so do I. He examines my face and open mouth, and the saliva has begun to drip out of my mouth, onto my breasts and stomach. It is falling in small beads to the wood floor, whilst leaving a trail of glistening wetness all over my body. He smiles at me and takes a step towards it, admiring the view. Normally there would be ropes suspended from the ceiling. From these I would be restrained to receive my punishment. Not tonight, though. Tonight there are only manacle points set out into the floor. He orders me over to join him. I rise onto my hands and knees and crawl on all fours to him. He quickly restrains my wrists and ankles in the manacles. Then a metal rod is placed between them so that neither can move an inch. The metal stings like ice cubes against bare skin, and my pussy and arse are exposed, to do with as he pleases.